Dear colleagues, this is an unedited recording of phacoemulsification of an intumescent cataract. The main challenge in intumescent cataracts, is capsulorhexis. I've taken up this case for surgery. Let us watch the surgical steps. By this time, all the incisions have been made. Now I want to stain the anterior capsule with trypan blue dye. I usually use an air bubble and then inject the dye. The advantage is the dye doesn't get diluted by aqueous humor and the capsule stains very fast. Within 5-6 seconds we get enough staining. Now the dye is washed out. Enough staining has occurred within this very short time. Now viscoelastic substance is injected into the anterior chamber. I am using HPMC, that is hydroxypropyl methyl cellulose. No high molecular weight viscoelastic substance has been used. Now I take a 26 gauge bent needle, go through the right side port, incise the anterior capsule at the anterior pole and make a C-like movement, make a C flap. I hold this flap with a ureter forceps and make a small rhexis at this stage. I don't try to do a large rhexis at all at this stage. Now I take a Simcoe cannula, go through this small opening and aspirate some cortical lens matter. As soon as the cortical lens matter is aspirated, the intralenticular pressure decreases drastically and it becomes an ordinary cataract. The main challenge of intumescent cataracts is over. Now, if we cut the capsule anywhere we make a nick at the margin of this small rhexis, it will not run to the periphery because the intralenticular pressure has been reduced. See, I made a cut at around 7 o'clock. I hold this tag with ureter forceps, go anticlockwise, and now I make an adequate sized capsulorhexis. With ureter forceps we get good control and we can do fairly round rhexis. And now is the time to introduce the tip of the phaco handpiece. I usually do direct chop. Here it is. The nucleus is impaled by the phaco tip and it is chopped. I hold at another place and chop again. I hold at another place and chop again. The nucleus has been divided into 4 fragments and this is the largest fragment. I am dividing it into 2 parts. Now I start emulsifying each fragment and aspirate it. Phaco power being used is 60%, flow rate is 45 ml per minute, vacuum is 450 mm of mercury. I have removed the chopper and doing emulsification with only one hand at this stage. Now this nuclear fragment is not coming to the tip, so I come out, inject some visco, that is methyl cellulose, and Again, use the phaco power, ultrasonic power, to remove these pieces. That's it. And now you can see some cortical matter. Some visco has been injected into the capsular bag and in the antechamber. And now I aspirate the cortical matter with the Simcoe cannula. Most of the cortex has been removed. Now the subincisional cortex. Go through the side port, which is as 8 o'clock, and remove the subincisional cortex. That's it. The cortical cleanup is done, and now is the time to implant an intraocular lens. And in this case, I have selected a hydrophilic acrylic intraocular lens. Here it is. There is some viscoelastic substance in the lumen of the cartridge that has also gone into the antechamber. So I have to remove that. Just irrigating the antechamber, and now moxifloxacin is injected into the anterior chamber. The side ports are hydrated. And now is the time to conclude the case. This is the final wash, and during this final wash some air bubbles have gone in and it's not coming out. So what I do is I use the irrigating probe of Simcoe cannula, and this time it comes out. It is probably because this jet of fluid is more forceful. Now the antechamber is to be formed. So I go again with the Simcoe cannula, do the final lavage, form the antechamber, and conclude the case. Thank you very much for your attention. Hope this video will help you in managing your intumescent cataracts.